I don't know who needs to hear this, but you don't need to train 6 days per week to build muscle, burn fat, and finally feel confident in the gym. In fact, most beginners do better with just 3. I know that this sounds too good to be true, and that's exactly what I thought as well, until I started seeing my clients make faster progress, feel stronger, and actually be able to stick with their program. In this video, I'm going to tell you why full body training 3 days per week works so well for beginners, and I'm going to give you a complete example plan that you could literally start today. One of the biggest reasons that full body training is so beneficial for beginners is because you get to repeat the basics more often. Every full body workout gives you the opportunity to practice key movement patterns like squats, hinges, push, and pull. And these aren't just exercises, they're skills. And a skill is basically something that your brain and body need to learn, coordinate, and refine over time. Think of it like learning how to drive. At first, everything feels so awkward, but the more you do it, the smoother and more automatic it becomes. It's absolutely the same with strength training. The more often you repeat the movements, the faster your form improves and the more confident you feel. That's why full body training 3 days a week is so powerful for beginners. You're getting in more reps, more feedback, and that's going to lead to faster progress. Another reason why I love 3 full body workouts a week for beginners is because you actually have time to recover. A lot of beginners think they need to be in the gym 5, 6, even 7 days a week to make progress, and I feel like a lot of times recovery is what ends up on the back burner. But proper rest and recovery is what allows your muscles to grow stronger and bigger. And if you're not prioritizing that recovery piece, then you're going to be leaving gains on the table. Every time that you train, you're creating stress on your muscles. And if you're constantly pushing yourself without giving your body time to rebuild and recover, you're going to start to feel more sore, more tired, and probably burned out. That's usually about the time that motivation starts to drop, injuries might creep in, and you start thinking like, maybe this isn't for me. But really, it's just that you're doing too much too soon. By training just 3 days per week, you give your body time to recover between sessions, and you're actually able to bring more energy, more focus, and more intensity to each workout session. That's going to be more sustainable, usually more enjoyable, and actually more effective for long-term progress. The third reason why I love this workout split for beginners is because life is just so busy and sometimes it's just overwhelming. And going to the gym 5 to 7 days per week is just not realistic for a lot of people, especially when you're first starting out and you're trying to get a grip of what your new routine is. And here's a thing that I feel like everyone just kind of forgets, but your workout routine only works if you're actually able to stick to it. A lot of beginners start out super motivated and they find themselves in these intense 6-day programs. But after a couple weeks, they miss a day or two, start to fall behind, and then they start feeling like they failed. That all or nothing mindset is what kills consistency, and at this point, we all should know consistency is what actually drives your progress. A 3-day full body plan is super simple and it can fit into almost any schedule. And when something feels doable, you're way more likely to stick to it long enough to actually see results. That's how habits are built, that's how strength is built, that's how muscle is built. And that's how I have seen my clients make fitness an actual part of their life instead of a short-lived phase. When it comes to fitness, it is definitely not about doing the most. It's about doing what you could actually stick with and doing it really, really well. One of the biggest benefits of full body workouts is simple. You're getting more done in less time. Instead of spending a whole session on back, another on chest, another on arms, you're hitting almost every major muscle group every session. Think of it like this. Instead of trying to fit in 6 different workout sessions for each separate muscle group, you're combining them into just 3 workouts without sacrificing any results. That means that if life happens and you have to skip a day or two, you're not missing out on entire muscle groups for the week. Plus, from a muscle building perspective, spreading out your training volume over multiple sessions per week can be really beneficial for muscle growth. Hitting a muscle group 2 to 3 times per week tends to lead to better hypertrophy than just hitting it once, because you're increasing the amount of volume per muscle group, therefore increasing the tension on the muscle, which is so important for hypertrophy. If you're like, what the hell did she just say? Don't worry, I already created a whole video on the science of muscle growth, and I'm gonna link that for you in the description below if you wanna check it out. So instead of trying to isolate everything in separate workouts, full body training gives you more results in less time and with a lot less stress. That is the kind of approach that you can stick to and actually see results from. All right, now that you know why this works, let me show you what a 3-day full body routine actually looks like. You'll train 3 non-consecutive days like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Each day hits almost every muscle group in some capacity and takes you through most of the major functional movement patterns. I designed this program to help you build muscle and build strength. We're gonna keep the reps and sets simple, nothing super fancy, we're just doing what is effective. We're starting off day 1 strong with the Smith machine back squat. For beginners, I think that this is a fantastic way to learn squat mechanics safely. The guided track helps with balance and stability, so you could focus on your form and really feel your quads, glutes, and hamstrings actually working. Next, we're going to move on to the dumbbell incline bench press, which targets your chest while also working your shoulders and triceps a bit as well. Using dumbbells helps beginners build control and stability on both sides of the body, and it's a great way to strengthen your pressing muscles. The hip thrust is one of the best exercises to isolate and strengthen your glutes. Strong glutes are essential for lower body strength, and they can help with injury prevention. And this movement complements the squats we started with by giving your hips a little bit more direct work. Next, we're moving on to the reverse pec deck. This exercise focuses on the rear delts and upper back. I do feel like rear delts are often overlooked, and this exercise balances out all the pushing movements in this program really well. Cable bicep curls are one of my favorite arm exercises because they keep steady tension on the biceps, making it easier to feel the muscle working throughout the entire range of motion. I have never had a client perform these properly and not feel their biceps working. We're finishing with planks to build core stability and strength. A strong core supports every movement in this program from squats to upper body pressing and helps prevent injuries as you start lifting heavier. That's your first full body workout of the week, and it should take you about 45 to 60 minutes, and that's including a 5 to 10 minute warm up, which I highly recommend that you do before this workout and before all of your workouts really. Okay, we're kicking off day 2 with assisted chin-ups or lat pull-downs to build pulling strength, especially in the lats and the biceps. Vertical pulling is essential for developing a strong, muscular upper body, and these are beginner-friendly ways to work towards unassisted pull-ups over time. Next, we're focusing on the hip hinge with kettlebell deadlifts. This move strengthens your hamstrings, glutes, a little bit of your back, and it helps beginners master one of the most important movement patterns in strength training. Seated presses help beginners zero in on their pressing form. This exercise works your shoulders and triceps, and by being seated, you remove balance challenges so you could focus purely on strength and feeling these in the right places. Moving on to split squats, which are fantastic for building single leg strength and improving your balance. These are fantastic for targeting your quads and your glutes, while also teaching control and stability, which will carry over to other lower body lifts. Cable tricep press downs isolate the triceps, helping you build arm strength for all of your pressing movements. Again, the cable system keeps that constant tension, which I think is perfect for beginners who are trying to establish that strong mind-muscle connection. We're finishing off with standing calf raises to grow and strengthen the calves and improve ankle stability. This is going to support your bigger lifts like your squats and lunges and can help with injury prevention. That's workout number 2, and by now you've laid a really solid foundation to gain both strength and muscle across your upper and lower body. We've hit those heavier compound lifts and followed them up with some isolation work to really maximize hypertrophy the best that we can. Up next, we're going to finish out the week with workout number 3, keeping the focus on building full body strength, adding in some muscle building volume, and then adding in some core work as well just to really round out the whole program. All right, starting this workout off with push-ups. They are a foundational bodyweight movement that builds strength and muscle in your chest, shoulders, triceps, and core. I love these for beginners because they really teach you how properly engaging your core and glutes can make upper body movements feel so much more strong and stable. The lateral squat introduces some side-to-side movement, which is often missing from beginner programs. These help strengthen and grow your glutes, quads, and adductors while improving hip mobility and balance. Chest-supported rows take the pressure off your lower back and let you focus entirely on your upper back and rear delts. I love this exercise for building pulling strength and improving posture and creating a really nice mind-muscle connection with muscles that people often have a hard time connecting with in my experience as a coach. I'm giving you guys the option to do either seated or lying leg curls because I know some gyms sometimes only have one or the other, but leg curls are a great isolation movement to target your hamstrings and add direct muscle building volume to the back of your legs. Since this program includes a lot of quad dominant exercises, it's important to balance that out and give your hamstrings enough attention to stimulate growth. Next, we have dumbbell lateral raises. These help target the side delts, helping you build rounded, strong-looking shoulders. They're a great isolation movement to finish off your upper body work for the week. We're going to be finishing off the week with Russian twists to target your obliques and build some rotational core strength. I like to include rotational exercises because rotation is a big part of how we move in daily life, but a lot of people feel really stiff in their upper body. This can help improve mobility and strengthen those rotational muscles, which I feel like often get overlooked. Remember that once you're confident with the form, you want to continue to challenge yourself by adding weight to these exercises and pushing yourself about 2 to 3 reps away from failure or close to the point where you can't do another rep with good form. If you found this video helpful, I have an entire playlist on how to build muscle and lose body fat without overcomplicating the process. In this playlist, I go over the science of muscle growth, how to adjust your nutrition to support your goals, how to build your own muscle building workout, and the common mistakes that most beginners make when it comes to reaching their fitness or aesthetic goals. I would love to add more videos to that playlist in the future, so please let me know in the comments what you guys need help on and what you want to see from me, whether it be on form, nutrition, or just how to stay more consistent. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video.